Hey, I'm Poom from Thailand, and I want to share like a little open source patcher that I've been working on, Patchies. And the idea is that like there's so many cool things that are being built on the web. Like there are so many shaders, there are so many sketches that are like written in P5. And the idea was, what if we can connect like all these like cute or cool little tools that everyone has made and make them talk together in a visual way so that when you program, you can like you can play with different tools, you can write small programs and essentially connect them together. You can go to patchies.app, which is the version that I host for everyone. Or you can go to the GitHub repo heypoom/patchies, and you can basically host it yourself. So here I'm actually running this as a single Go binary. The idea behind Patchies is that uh, each node is like a little program, so some of them might be like a GLSL shader where you can modify. Some of them might be something related to audio, so for example, an audio oscillator and maybe an oscilloscope. Some of them might be computational, so for example, it might be an assembly program that you can run. So for example, I can make a quick program that loops, and I can like drag the memory of it to like play around in the patch space. So there's just like so many things that, well, you can create. In fact, if you go to manage library, you can see all of the things that are available. Let's start from some preset. So so there are like certain, so GLSL is like a shader programming language, right? So you can write like little programs like this and you can have a shader. So you can declare things like uniforms, which is kind of like the inputs, and you can like play around with it. I can expand this and I can like move this around, or I can make that a slider or a knob, and yeah, I can drag that around. But the fun part comes with being able to like compose them together. So I have a preset called edge, which is like edge detection. So I can do like stuff like this. And then there's another thing called max. I think you know where this is going. So I can drag the max on, and now you have like this little circle that kind of like only follows the mask. So you can totally do that. And oh yeah, you can click on this open sidebar or do Command B. And there's quite a lot of stuff, but well, let's start with code and settings. So you already have like so you can have like another way to quickly edit the code here if you don't want to use like the inline editor. So you can quickly like select like where you want to edit the code. So I can quickly edit my Hydra program as well, so something like that. Or if you like coding, you can just get it onto the big screen so everyone can see like what you're doing. So that's also very doable. Oh yeah, and parameter. So this is similar to Touch Designer actually, where you have like a parameter view where you can like kind of tweak these things around. You can like modify stuff. And the fun thing about this patcher is like, well, you can connect like any programs too. So I can write a quick JavaScript to kind of play with the value. So let's see if I have some cool example. So I have this thing called a frame counter, and this is just JavaScript blocks that does some quick looping. So I'm gonna stop this for now. So this is kind of like just looping 1/255 very quickly. Yeah, so so what if I do divide by 255? Then this is just gonna be 0 to 1. So you can imagine if I drag that here, then this is gonna just like keep moving. Oh yeah, and this is like the transport control, so you can start and you can stop. But it's when you connect them together that it becomes like pretty interesting. So you can click on this preset tab on the sidebar, and yeah, so again you do open sidebar or Command B, and then there are quite a lot of presets. And the way you use this is you literally try to drag it in, and you can right click and do use it as output if you want to see like how it actually looks like on the big screen. So these are like the Hydra shaders, Hydra sketches that quite a lot of people have wrote. I got it from the Hydra website, so you can find the orders there. Some of them I think you have to connect it to one another. Some of them require FFT. So for example, if I have FFT plugged in here, yeah, so now you can see some cool stuff is happening with audio. Or if I just attach my microphone, I'm not sure if that cuts off the sounds, yeah, but the way I speak kind of affects it. I think I have some FFT demos for P5 for that matter. Yep, so you can write like custom P5 code. So we call it like P5 sketches, right? So you can write some sketches that lets you play with like, lets you like change the behavior of P5. So these are just codes, so you can like freely go ahead and like change a couple of things. Yeah, and yeah, of course they can all be composed. So maybe I like these two, and maybe I want to let them interact together. So Hydra, so you can notice it has an input and an output. So what I can do is I can try to combine the two inputs. So I can change the code to set video count to 2. So this is gonna let you have like 2 little inlets. And then I can do source, add, and I'm gonna add source 1. So this is quickly gonna overlay it. Of course, you can change how much or how little you add it. Or you can use that source for some modulations. So maybe we use source 1 for modulate scale. So we use this to modulate like the scale of the texture here, which is like always fun to see. I can also do modulate pixelates, and it's gonna apply like the pixel shading effects to there. Of course, there are a lot of operators, not only Hydra, so I can do, yeah, again, I can do some edge detection, which would give me like some cool effects on top of it as well. I can do composites, which would let me like visually select how I want to compose them together, like screen. And what to remember is that all of these is literally just shaders, so there's nothing stopping you from going in and trying to hack away at the code and see exactly how they work. Yeah, the idea behind Patchies is that all of these nodes is like not a secret. You can like read about it, you can try to understand it, or if you're into like AI, you can ask maybe Codex or Claude to explain what this does to you. You can add more settings. So yeah, it's really a preset to get you started, but after that, it's your patcher, so do whatever you want. Let's see some demos. So you can type in Command K, which is the command palette, or just do Command palette here. You can type in demo. In fact, this is like the first screen that opens, so okay, so let's try out this one. So this is kind of like a combination of the two. So okay, so we have this one, which is kind of like a P5 canvas. So you can see draw some stuff here, and then Hydra applies that as a mask of sorts. So you can see this on the Hydra texture. Yeah, and again, you can like quickly hack at this. You can try to see like how this works. Oh, and we also have Orca. So Orca is what's making the sound that you hear right now. So yeah, so Orca is kind of like a programming language based on grid. So I can delete this grid, or yeah, let's delete the grid. I forgot how to comment it out, sorry. Yeah, but basically I can tweak like a couple of like parameters in the grid so that this works differently. I can also copy the grid around and change how frequent the band goes. Yeah, it's like there are so many operators though, so highly recommend that like playing with Orca a little more. Yeah, so you can see you can like kind of mix sound with visual and like do everything kind of at the same time. Another fun one is reaction diffusion. So the idea is that you can just draw and see the particle like behaves in different ways. So you can click on these to like play with particles. So that doesn't really do much. Coral growth is like a fun parameter. And you can click on here to see like what this is actually changing. So it's actually changing the brush size, the feed rate, the cue rate, and I can adjust the simulation speed if I want to. Yeah, and this is called a surface, so it's kind of like a big screen you can draw on, so you can compose like different effects together. Because like actually this starts from like this like shader that has a feedback. So like Gray Scott reaction diffusion is based on feedback. So it's slab, and then we add another slab of code to do some PBR like pixel-based rendering. Physics-based rendering. So yeah, so you can kind of have like different operators doing its own thing, and this custom UI is just I think this is like Vue.js if I remember correctly. Yep. So that's just like some Vue.js that you can like add in, and you can like create new presets that you can scroll. Yeah, use skate is quite fun. So the idea is like you can write custom widgets, you can like incorporate a bunch of stuff to like play with. Oh yeah, and you can get like this really weird but really nice effects. It's kind of like a Lotus one. All right. Oh yeah, speaking of widgets, I think that's another fun part, which is that there are so many like interactive widgets that you can, well, we ship with, you can generate, or you can like just build yourself. So you can build these widgets with things like canvas.dom, which is, well, this node we're doing that lets you create like arbitrary canvas stuff. Oh yeah, or you can do like set fluid size to make this like, yeah, resizable, but it depends on your logic as well. Like how this can be fluid. Yep, so something like that. So now it's truly like fluid drag and drop. Yeah, so the idea is that some of these might be from libraries like Strudel, but some of these like you can just like write your own like visual code and stuff and like make them go together. Yeah, or you can have like 3JS, which is like a pretty popular like 3D rendering stuff. Another one that we have been using is Shader Park. It's kind of like an abstraction onto 3D, but like you write it, abstraction onto GLSL shader, but you can write it with a subset of JavaScript. So it's like pretty easy to write and it's pretty expressive. So I can go ahead and tweak stuff. Oh yeah, the editor have some fun stuff too. So you can do option. You can click on option or alt and then click it and then change the value. And this works with pretty much everything. Yeah, so you can option click on like floats and like drag them up and down and see exactly how they work. So the editor is kind of like special too in that regard. Oh yeah, so this is Shock. It's kind of like a really fun programming language. I think I have a pretty cool demo for Shock here by Deacon. So he made like a little program here where it's like a Shock program where you can use a pattern and you can send messages to one another to change the tempo. Yeah, and if I want, I can even make a scope of this, or I can use tap, which is like a tool that lets you basically tap the raw audio frame from these. And I have a thing called scope. I think it's just scope with canvas that lets me plug that into the rendering pipeline. Yep. And it's really cool like what you can do with these. So maybe I want to compose this into my I think I have a gradient, mesh gradient. So maybe I want to do some marks on that. And I think that, yeah, that might not work because it's all black. Then maybe I need to apply some chroma key maybe, so that this can be truly transparent. So make the key color black, and I can connect it here. Yep, and now I can like have this like little max going on. Now you can have like the audio flowing into this, and doing, yeah, some stuff with the visual. Another thing that like we added is we try to incorporate elements from pure data. So we try to basically make a clone of pure data with things like audio expressions, float audio expressions and stuff. So yeah, so you can kind of like play with it in so many different ways. I can change this. It's really fun, right? So you can kind of like compose the audio flow together and things just like, yeah, maps together. You can do like FM, AM synthesis with all this. Yeah, I know this is already probably a lot, but to be honest, we haven't even scratched the surface of what you can do with Patchies. There's like, it's basically like imagine you have Touch Designer, you have Mac MSP, you have Pure Data, and you kind of like smash them together with the creative coding stuff in the modern web. Yeah, all the processors, like low-level stuff. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Oh yeah, a fun one is that like I kind of want to explore more esoteric parts of computing. So I have some ROMs here. So this is from an an emulator called UXN, which is like an open source, like very minimal like operating system and programming language like Tall. That, yeah, let's use this. That's like a couple of fun stuff. I think it's Tall. Yeah, so you can kind of write assembly like to make your own visual like interactive programs. This is made by like Kejiro and some sprites. Oh, sorry, I think there's like checkers. So you can kind of even compose these like with each other. So maybe I want to pipe this into like, I don't know, like a Hydra operator, and then like with assembly you can like also already live code some stuff, like, you know, just like modulate some stuff, maybe modulate scale with an oscillator, and now you have a visual that's made by like writing assembly code, or from a game if you're playing a game, and now you can like kind of do a visual with that, which is like pretty weird and fun if you ask me. Oh yeah, I remember I had like bad apple actually in here. Or just have bad apple and like have fun with it. Yeah, and yeah, UI UA is another really weird one. It's kind of like this stack-based programming language where you can write like audio visual data like by doing some stack operation. So here I have this cellular automata like game of life thing going on, and maybe add them together like for whatever reason. And now you have like bad apple that's working with this. Yeah, and it's like such a really like weird way to program. I think I have the logo of Wiwa too, like the like this programming language. Yeah, you can also just turn off the clips. So yeah, there's like a lot of really weird things in Patchies too. Like, yeah, I would encourage you to play with the demo, like synthesizers, assembly, and stuff. Yeah, because like I think these things just make like computing really fun. Yeah, yeah, you can even do like I think pixel art. So yeah, something like this with a little bit of assembly code, and you can see exactly like how it works. Yeah, so sorry, this is like a really weird like primer to Patchies, but yeah, just so you can have an idea of like what the patcher can do. Yeah, I'm actively working on like trying to make this like easier to understand, making this like more fun to play with. Yeah, but that's like essentially the really quick demo of it all. Yeah. So yeah, thank you again for watching, and that's yeah basically a very quick guided tour of Patchies. Yeah, I'll be sure to record more stuff, and yeah, there should be more fun stuff to show you. Yeah, for now, just go ahead and either play with the hosted version of Patchies or just run it on Docker or like run it on your computer, and yeah, let me know what you think about all this. All right, see you soon.